No, I mean,
I don't know why it took me so long to figure this shit out.
yeah, well, see what happens when you apply yourself.
Get off my back, Mom.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, success starts with you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
And that's just the truth.
Also, the three candidates for speaker so far are Jim Jordan, Cancer Boy, Steve Scalise. I shouldn't say that on YouTube. And
well, you did.
Malignant Tumor Boy Donald Trump is being put up for.
I mean, this just goes to show you that they have no idea how politics work. And that's why it's so frustrating to me, you know?
Well, no, they do, because you can do that. That could work. I mean, nothing spells less chaos in the House like Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think legally they can.
No, anyone. I don't know if a federally indicted person is technically allowed to be Speaker of the House, but you can be president. So probably you can also be Speaker of the House.
But felons can't vote. This is what makes
He's not a felon yet.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what makes it so bizarre, you know. And I'm just remember when we were talking before we got before we got here on the old YouTubes. I was saying that everything is fucking insane and crazy right now, and almost too insane and crazy. And it's not even next year yet.
Yeah.
Hunker in, folks. That's all I'm trying to say, you know, is hunker in, because it's only going to get worse. But thank you for joining us, YouTubes. We are back again. Hope that you are happy to see us. As per usual, Casey, have you even said a thing?
No, it's hard. I'm always just kind of waiting for you to stop talking. So, but it's nice. It's nice to be here, YouTube. Always a pleasure. Coming to you live from Los Feliz, California.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Feliz. Los Feliz.
Oh, there it is.
The tongue.
There's that lisp.
Did you notice that we were Duolingoing a team quest together, and I finished it before you even finished one? You got 0 points. I got 20 points.
Wait, on what happened?
We were on a Duolingo friend quest together, and you didn't contribute to our win.
I didn't?
Nah.
I definitely did a couple of lessons today.
Yeah, well, I guess I had already completed it.
Oh, so you came in and took over, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun.
Soy es el ganador.
Yeah. Good times. Are you ready to do a show, sir?
Yep.
So you can have the floor, I guess, on occasion.
Yeah. I just want to be sure you're not going to use that child sex robot thing as the opener, are you?
I mean, no, of course not. No.
Yeah. Well, that could just harm both of us for the show. It could harm the show, is all I'm saying. Just don't try to score any points.
But just so you know, our nines of viewers are going to wonder what.
It's a very politically difficult yet policy-oriented approach to solving a major issue.
Just trying to change the world, you know?
Trying to change the world.
What is this? Am I nervous? Am I breaking out in hives?
Maybe, I don't know. Is doing this show finally making you nervous?
No.
You've seemed to be winging it for years.
Could you imagine if I mean, listen, winging it is kind of what I'm known for, I think.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to give you a countdown, and we're going to go ahead and start and give a good little 30-minute show. You ready?
Yeah.
3,
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's just like a Parisian bedbug, because we are everywhere, probably in your home right now. And some people even probably find us gross. I don't know.
And in your car and in your fucking public transit. Listen, Casey, you were trying to downplay this. Like it wasn't like this.
I wasn't trying to downplay it.
You were trying to like make it not be a gross problem of the French specifically. Now, listeners, if you don't know what we're talking about, hi, I'm Tony Soto. Did I say my name?
Did I say? You didn't. Hi. For once.
I'm Tony Soto.
You hate the French so much you forgot to say your favorite thing in the world. Your name.
I had to lean in real quick because here's the thing, Casey. Like you want to be like, oh, it's not just a British problem. You pulled off an accent or something. You were trying something, doing a list. I don't know, something weird. Saying it's not just the French's fault because there's a lot of tourists to go there and whatnot. But look, this bed bug epidemic that they have right now in France is everywhere. And I liken it to a forest fire that if you can't get it under control, it's going to take off. There was a moment. There had to have been a moment, Casey, before it got to this kind of gross level where they were like,
Okay. First of all, I just want to stop you right there and screen grab your offensiveness. Okay, everyone's always talking about how I sound hateful with my lisp when I'm trying to speak proper Spanish, and you come out here speaking gobbledygook. I don't even think I have a single French word. I don't even think proper Spanish. I don't mean Spanish in a way that is better than Mexican Spanish. I just mean it in a way where I'm saying Spanish from Spain. Okay, that's not the point. This isn't about me. The point is that I don't even think you said a single French word in that. One, two. I just want to be clear. I might have just got back to from Paris, or I was there 3 weeks ago. I had nothing to do with the bed bug outbreak. Okay, didn't see them, didn't bring them for sure.
I'm checking your couch cushions though. Checking your couch cushions.
Come on over and check my couch cushions. Have a deep dive. Have a deep dive. You're gonna find a lot of Frau hair in there, but other than that, you're not gonna find anything else. Okay, maybe a coin or two. It is gross for sure. I just think it's like it is something that every city needs to be concerned about, because Paris is like the most traveled city in the world, or the most.
Well, don't you remember what was it like 5 years ago? There was a problem with it here in this country. Like there were it was like New York apartments and shit like that. Like people were talking about bed bugs. But you know what we did? What? We nipped it in the butt. Like the moment it started making the news talking about bed bugs, people fixed the bed bugs problem. This shit looks like y'all were keeping it under wraps.
It's bad.
It's like the beginning of COVID when no one wanted to talk about it. Like all we heard was about this strange, weird flu happening in China. You know, we didn't hear about these bed bugs, but all the videos I see is we should have heard about these bed bugs. They look fed, girl. Those videos, they look fed.
I don't know. I feel like it's very easy, just like, natural disasters, when they happen in some place where you want something bad to happen to, it's very easy to blame the people for something. And it's just like,
I don't wish ill will on fucking France. I'm just saying that looked like you overlooked it. All right. And for whatever reason, I mean, maybe because you're just comfortable living in squalor. I don't know.
I'm just kind of looking forward to, it's happening during Paris Fashion Week, which is, a big deal in the world. And all the fancies are there. Like, it's one thing to see them on the metro and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing Anna Wintour and Kim Kardashian squealing out of their chairs because they're covered in bed bugs. That would be pretty cool. That would be a French masterpiece.
I mean, you can't be a glamorous city Paris if you're covered in bed bugs. You just can't. I'm sorry. I don't care how expensive your clothes are if they're bitten up by big old fat bed bugs. And get it together. You want to have the Olympics next year? Oh, could you imagine? I mean, bed bug bites are so trashy.
They don't look good, and they will diminish the performance of the Olympic athletes because nothing is worse than itching. And a couple of things. First of all, maybe the French can turn this into something positive. I mean, they love to turn gross things into delicious food, like snails and frogs. Like maybe they'll become a new delicacy. If you put anything,
those are both two delicious things.
If you put anything in enough pesto and olive oil, and garlic, you can really make it delicious. Is something that I've learned from French.
I'm not real versed on French food, but I do like the idea of butter. So like, I'll give them the food, but I'm not giving them a pass on this bed bug sitch. It's too gross. It's too much.
No, agreed. But the other thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but LA has a lot more mosquitoes than it ever used to fucking have. And I just do feel like climate change is going to bring out insane infestations of bugs in various forms that we're not fully prepared
for. It was funny because I went and took a hike up in Griffith Park. And it was like, I don't know, what time does the sun go down now? Around 7 or whatever?
Sure.
7:30. Well, I was up there around like sun time and
dusk.
And I'm walking around and I don't think I've been bitten by a mosquito in years. Truthfully, I don't. And I just remember walking and being like, what the fuck? Ouch. Like and I scratched, and then it happened on the other leg. And I was like, I'm getting bit by fucking mosquitoes.
What did you think it was at first? More hives?
I thought I was maybe scratched my leg on a fucking more hives. How dare you? I don't think it's a hive. I think maybe it's just I rubbed it or
mosquito
something.
Bite.
I mean, look at my flawless skin. But anyway,
bed bugs.
Yes, this is not that. Our mosquitoes are not France's bed bugs. All right. That's not a comparison.
I mean, I don't know. I'll take a French bed bug over an American mosquito any all day. The American mosquito is probably racist and owns a gun. Okay. I'm happy to take my chances with a French, well-educated, philosophy-spewing bed bug.
Well, speaking of gun advocacy and gun safety advocacy, we lost a gun safety advocate.
A giant of gun safety advocacy.
She got her job because of assassination, and that took her all the way up to the Senate, where she stayed entirely too long. Dianne Feinstein passed away. When was it?
Did it happen last week? I don't know if we talked. Maybe we did talk about it last week.
Did we talk about it? See, I don't know. I don't know if we did talk about it.
See, it's hard to see. You know, her memory issues are not as surprising when you realize that we can't remember what we talked about last week, and we're half her age.
No, I mean, and if we did talk about it, we hate to repeat ourselves, listeners, but it's not like it's not like we have anything to guide us on this. But what I am saying is, look, she did a great job. You know, she did good stuff. You know, her legacy is going to be like secured.
Depends on who you're talking to, but sure.
Right. But whatever. I'm talking about our side. I'm always talking about liberal side. She did what she helped people out. But anyway, she stayed too long. You know what I mean? She stayed too long. And I was just saying, I talked about this on the Tony Soto show this week, because there was this 104-year-old woman who recently skydived. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what, Diane, you could have gone out as a true legend. You could have retired, you know, in your, what time, how she was 90, like in 90. Your 80s, you know, and then you could have done like your last decade. You could have been like a pundit on TV. You could have been
she could have been skydiving.
You could have skydove, but I mean, but like if staying in politics was your thing, then you could have gotten a job on CNN or something. You know, it was like, I don't know. We're gonna have more of this. Like, there's gonna be more old politicians dropping off like flies, but I just don't understand why it's always got to be ours.
Well, their chickens are coming home to roost. I mean, they've had several lesser important like senators like bow out recently, like Thad Cochran or something like that had a stroke and died or whatever. Not that concerned about him, but Mitch McConnell is on his way out. But you don't need to be a geriatric Republican politician to have your head fall off when you're in Congress. You can just let Matt Gaetz be in charge. And we'll get into Kevin McCarthy in a second. When it comes to this is kind of what I was talking about last week with my understanding why it just wouldn't be the word like Joe, why I'm pro Joe. If he were to be like, you know what?
Oh, are you pro Joe this week?
I'm pro Joe every week. And the Providence Journal is called the Pro Joe as well, the newspaper that I grew up with. Anyway, I'm pro Joe because one, I was raised in Providence where we had the Pro Joe, the Providence Journal, which is where I learned my politics, which were luckily liberal. And then I'm pro Joe Biden because he is the president of the United States trying to defend democracy against encroaching authoritarianism and a coup. And he's done a pretty good job. But, if he were to say, I'm too old and riddled with bed bugs, I need to step down, that wouldn't be the worst thing because, yes, he's definitely good for the next 2 years. But I am concerned with the Dianne Feinstein, Ruth Bader Ginsburg effect, where their skin starts to fall off around the end of their terms.
I mean, look. How did Diane look at 84? She looked okay.
She looked good.
Yeah. So give him 4
but
more
women
years.
live longer.
4 more years. 4 more years.
That's the chant of hoping how long he lives.
Yeah. Look, we've already watched him daughter. I can do it for another 4 years. And if he gets older, it's fine. And honestly, like if he goes, then good. Give Kamala a seat at the moment because she's not gonna they're not gonna choose her to be the nominee next.
Well, but we should also say, since we are a gay podcast, allegedly, that we
got a gay senator.
The new senator of California, who Gavin Newsom replaced Dianne Feinstein with, LaFonza Butler, I believe, is a queer mo.
Yeah, she sure is.
Yeah.
Love that.
So, kudos to the commune for representation. A Black lesbian. Is she a lesbian? Full lesbian? They just keep saying queer. I tried to dive in a little bit, but
I don't know. I don't say anything. I'm just always like faggots.
Anyway, she's a faggot. We have a faggot senator, finally. Yeah.
And it's great, and it's amazing, and she's also done a lot of work with is it called Eileen's List?
Emily's List.
List.
Eileen's List. That sounds like a discount clothing store.
I almost said Angie's List.
Emily's List is a organization dedicated to electing more women politicians. Boy, did it succeed, because she didn't get elected. She got appointed, baby.
Got appointed, baby.
If the election.
She got appointed. And I mean, I don't know how much work she can do between now and then, but work.
Well, she's got 2 years, and it's like, the question is whether she's going to run or not, which would be interesting. I am interested in knowing more about her. What was I going to say? Something funny, I think.
Yeah, because who are you looking at for her replacement anyway? Was it Katie? Was it?
Well, I mean, Gavin said he wasn't going to put anyone in to anyone who was running, so it wasn't going to be Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, or Barbara Lee.
Right, but they're still running for the seat.
Yeah. I don't have a pick at this point. Schiff.
She hasn't decided. She hasn't decided.
Well, it's like 2 years out. Yeah. I want to hear what I like them all.
Yeah, I like them all too. I think they're all.
And I think that's like, I mean, when it comes down to it, and when it comes to Democrats versus Republicans, I like a lot of what Republicans are doing. About what Democrats are doing, if you have, an interest in saving the country, and you're smart, which we have a lot of people on our side who have an interest in saving the country and are smart. I'm interested to hear what they have to say. And that's like with the Republicans right now. And now we can jump over to the other side of the house. It like Biden's old,
the
whatever.
Interesting side.
Yeah, Biden's old, and can get confused, but doesn't that still look better than what's happening?
He didn't just
on the Republican side
by his own people. He didn't just
get his head cut off.
He didn't get it fired. He didn't just get fired by his own fucking caucus.
Yeah, and he hasn't been indicted 91 times.
I mean, here's the thing too. This was so, you know, everything is just wild. And what we saw when we saw you know, Kevin McCarthy get ousted as Speaker of the House, was we saw this fight between a guy who had to have known he was fucked from the beginning. Like, he was saying yes to everybody in order to get that 15th vote, you know, to get the win that 15th time. Like, there was no way his job was sustainable. But what was so interesting was I kind of feel like he did want Democrats to help him for a moment, until Gates came back out and was like, and if he wants to be the Democrat speaker, and then he comes out and, like, it was just very weird. He didn't want to lose his job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he ready to tell anyone yes again.
I don't think he thought he was going to lose his job. And I think initially, because he agreed to because
day of the vote, he knew,
because he didn't shut down. Yeah, day of the vote. But I think because he kept the government from shutting down, I think he thought Democrats would be more willing to support him. But then, from everything that I read, he went on one of those Sunday shows and was like, "This is the Democrats' fault. We almost shut down the government." And all the Democrats were like, "Fuck you, idiot!" Like, people are saying it's the stupidest political move of modern history. Like, because all he had to do was say not even thank you to the Democrats, but just not talk shit about the Democrats. And instead, he went on and talked shit about the Democrats. Because, and that's the thing about Kevin McCarthy. But that's the thing about Kevin McCarthy. He has constantly proven himself to be a fucking piece of shit, and his political instincts are bad. The reason he's smarter, I get, like, people say we're saying he's like the best politician on that side, and it's going to be really hard for them to find someone better than that. And it's like, that tells you something about your goddamn fucking party.
Yeah, that's scary.
And he doesn't. I'm just saying, he doesn't keep his word. And, like, yes, politicians are known for not keeping their word in public, but in private, you have to keep your fucking word. And he has blown up deals nonstop, and he tells people shitty things all the time, and he lies. And the Democrats were just like I hear this, like, it is chaos now. And I know there are a lot of there's this like group of Congress from both sides. It's called like the Problem Solver Caucus or something like that. And it's a bipartisan commission of, like, more or less moderate people who want to get shit done. And all the Republicans are now saying they're going to leave that caucus because the Democrats should have, if we're a group that wants to get things done, we shouldn't have allowed the Congress to descend into chaos. And this is the Democrats just trying to score political points. And it's like, no, if you want, this is completely the Republicans' fault. The Democrats just decided not to pick someone they couldn't trust as speaker, who's not on their fucking side. They have fair.
They have no obligation to play or to work with the Republicans when at any given turn, when the Republicans could fuck the Democrats, they would. They've been fucking us over since they took the goddamn Supreme Court seat from fucking Obama. You know what I mean? And this might be why Nancy lost her office, because, you know, like, Hakeem Jeffries is from the womb of Nancy Pelosi. Like, she has a lot of influence on how he is going to be as a speaker. So, you know,
well, you know, because she's Italian and Italians are part black.
You know, she was, oh my God, you know that she was counseling them. You know, she might have been over on the West Coast mourning Diane and being in the funeral and whatnot, but don't say that she wasn't responding to a text message or two.
Of course.
And this is probably why she lost her office when McCarthy was ousted, because they have no reason to play with the fucking Republicans, because the Republicans have never come to play with us.
Well, and the only person who might hate Kevin McCarthy more than Matt Gaetz is Nancy Pelosi. She fucking hates him. So, like, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I'm actually bummed she didn't get to be there to vote for it. You know, another reason Diane really took a lot from us. Fucking Nancy didn't get to fucking scream yes, you know, or whatever to ousting him. But yeah, I mean, that you know you're saying Patrick McHenry, the new interim speaker. He needed a space, so he kicked Nancy out of her office while she was away helping her friend die or be buried or whatever. And it goes against it's not like she was supposed to have the office, but it goes against precedent, which is, you know, unshocking.
Out the window. It's been out the window. Precedent's out the window.
Nancy should have been like, I let your fucking sexual offender pedophile former house Denny Hassert have his office for as long as he wanted it, you know? So, like, I'm sorry that you don't want to let me have it because I'm a liberal woman and there's nothing you hate more than liberal women. Clearly, you like pedophiles. Gay pedophile, even gay pedophiles you like more than liberal women, which is astounding. But hey, Republicans, you know, we have to respect our political differences, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, she don't got no office anymore, or a friend named
yeah, you know, her friend is dead and now she doesn't have an office. And he's like, you have to be out by the end of the week.
Hey. No, they had to move her shit out. Hakeem Jeffries' staff had to move all her shit out. That's the respect she gets from the Republican side. Republicans deserve nothing. I want to see them fucking spin in the wind. Everyone's like, oh no, chaos. It's chaos. It's been chaos the entire fucking time since the minute they stepped into fucking power.
And that's the thing too. People want to be like, Tony, nothing is going to get done. And I was like, nothing has been getting done. Like they haven't been doing anything. They've been trying to fucking impeach Joe Biden for something that Hunter Biden did, that their fucking potential nominee just did at a gun show.
Yeah. I mean, they have to make a decision right now, and the decision is they're coming into an election year. They have proven that they can do nothing, and that the current scenario was producing nothing but shitty fucking headlines for them. And so someone needs to. I mean, but here is their solution so far: the three people that they've offered up right now, who have announced that they're candidates. Jim Jordan, who is a more, even as much as you hate Kevin McCarthy, I do want to punch Jim Jordan in the face more because he's just a fucking like.
I think that Jim Jordan has less political knowledge than like how actual government works than McCarthy.
Yeah. Steve Scalise, who's like was the whip,
and he's telling people to hang on. He's like, hey, I'll do it with my blood cancer and everything. He's like, I'll be back.
Yeah. So apart from his tainted blood, he's probably
the blood cancer wants it.
Yeah, he wants it. And then the third candidate who is going to be nominated is former president and four-time indicted rapist Donald J. Trump,
which will never pass a vote.
I don't know. Margie says he's the only candidate she'll support at the current.
Well, she's a stupid piece of shit. Talk about someone else who knows less about government than fucking Jim fucking Jordan.
Give her the gavel.
This stupid dog face Magoo from fucking Georgia. God, she looks like the mascot of their football team. I can't with her. I'm so fucking sick and tired. Like the fact that they are lifting her up in some way to be some kind of a political figure in this country is just literally a slap in the face to every fucking slave owner who made this country possible. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just very fucking annoying. Well, no, I guess it makes sense. Truthfully, it makes sense that maybe they would be happy that she's a fucking political mover. But like every time she opens her mouth or says anything, it reminds me of all the stupid women I remember growing up around in my hometown that would like complain, or like my certain friends' mothers who were like, you know, fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, she's dumb, and she's one of their biggest stars.
I think that if they're gonna talk about raising the voting age to 25.
Is that what they want to do?
Yeah, that's what the Republic. That's what Ramaswamy wants to do. But if they're going to do that, unless they pass a civics test, then I think if anyone can run for office, if that is how this country is going to go, I think then anyone can run for Congress, but they have to pass the same test that any undocumented person has to pass.
I agree.
To get into this country. I think that if we're going to start bringing out, because I think that's a really good idea. I think that refreshing on exactly how civic government works.
I mean, it's easier. You have to know more shit to get a driver's license than you do to fucking be elected to Congress.
It's like watching those fucking videos of of cops, those First Amendment auditors or whatever that'll go around and push the envelope, try to watch cops fuck up because they don't know the law, because they have a 6-month training program and that is it to be a fucking cop. But there are so many laws on the books, but they don't know how any of them work. And so they're always getting fucking caught up in it. It's the same thing as our government. Like fucking stupid Marjorie Taylor got fucking voted in by a bunch of other slack-jawed yokels that are just fucking like her in her little town.
Yeah.
And now
this. Yeah, I don't know. Can we talk about Matt Gaetz for a second too? I mean,
of course, please. Well, if we're going to talk about dog faces, let's keep it going.
It is one of those things where you're saying that there's a video going around that makes it look like he did cocaine on the House floor during the vote, which would seem a bit egregious, but it is one of those things. It's like, people batshit on their own fucking crazy just are willing to do, like, I'm not saying Matt Gaetz did cocaine on the floor, but I am saying the way he acts, it does seem like he's doing cocaine all of the time. It's a lot of unbridled hubris that I've seen in people before.
Those eyes are too small and too big at the same time. You know what I mean? Like they're small eyes, but they're like open at capacity. You know what I mean? Like there's something. And truthfully, what safer place other than like a dance floor at a nightclub or after hours would there be to fucking do a bump of coke than like the House floor, because they're all walking zombies anyway. The only thing that fucking is even like causing stir about that was because C-SPAN caught
you know what the C stands for now.
That's right. Coke span. Looking for all those fucking Coke fucking heads. But here's the thing. You can do a bump around all those fucking boomers, and because they don't fucking know. They don't fucking know. But if the way it looks is the country's full of old people now because The Golden Bachelor is a hit. Are you watching The Golden Bachelor, Casey Lyon?
I can't say that I have watched an episode of The Golden Bachelor yet. Have you watched an episode of The Golden Bachelor yet?
I watch enough daytime television to know about The Golden Bachelor. I don't watch any of the Bachelor franchise because, quite frankly, I still get angry about how hard gay people had to fight for marriage. When you have shit like The Bachelor in their 23rd season or whatever. I don't fucking know how many seasons, but too fucking many. Yeah. But they finally did an old one because
people of the boomer
generation, which is a huge generation, and they're going to be a huge problem, folks. Listen, millennials and zennials, and even my Gen X friends.
Yeah. Just remember, your grandparents did this to you, not your parents. It was your grandparents' fault.
Yeah. You hate your grandparents as you hate grandpa. That's why you don't like Biden. It all makes sense now.
That turns out, yeah.
But look, I wrestle with my ageism constantly, only because I feel like once you reach a certain age, you just become a dick. Now, I long for the days that I can do that. Like it's like I'm annoyed by it when other old people do it, but when I know that when I'm old, I'm going to be a crotchety old person.
Yeah, I mean, it's written in the stars. I think. I don't think there's any magic 8-ball that would come up with an undecided, unclear. It's all signs point to yes.
But yeah, the Golden Bachelor is a hit. I'm not gonna watch it. He has a hearing aid. It makes me feel fucking bad. You know.
No, people are thrilled about the hearing aid. All of the
you look.
You're an ableist too. You're an ageist and an ableist.
They have to normalize old because we're gonna be seeing so many of them. You know what I mean?
We're also gonna all have hearing issues because we've all been wearing these things and our eardrums get pounded in ways. They get pounded like Janet Jameson used to. Wow, there's a weird reference that I just pulled out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just eardrums weren't pounded like they
coming from Casey.
No, she's a queen.
Yeah, she got to retire. Like I think she's completely out of the biz. Good for her.
And all she has now are hearing aids. And all she has to do is wear hearing aids now.
Anyway, I don't want to see him being sexy. I don't want to see him kissing. I don't want
that's gross. I think it's good. I think that's normal because you're gonna appreciate that representation in a couple of years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They gotta really listen. They gotta really fucking listen, boomers. You gotta really. There's too many of you. There's too. You're a burden on the system.
So they all should say. So they gotta fuck. They gotta fuck. Because now it's the time to fuck because they can't produce any more kids.
All you want, but in the meantime, while you're fucking boomers, you can start getting the old age shit in check because there's a whole hell of a lot of you, and not a lot of us behind you.
What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about the support system for the elderly care?
Yeah, for the elderly.
I see. Well, it was a little unclear that was the jump you were making, but you're saying there's too many old people for the system. And so that's what
I'm saying.
So we got to start planning now for all of them.
Start planning now, boomers, because this is your problem, just like climate change. Don't drop the ball again.
Well, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't quite know what the connection to the Golden Bachelor is, except for that seems to be the same age.
I'm just saying you can glorify all that shit you want. You could be old and do all that glamour shit you want, but also be putting in the work. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, look at those cute old people fucking on TV.
What did you ever watch MILF Island or hear about? Did we ever talk about MILF Island?
No. Isn't that like a spoof in 30 Rock?
No, maybe it was that would check out, but it was also an actual show where like moms and sons were on the same dating shows together, and like the sons were going after the moms and the moms were going after the sons.
I hate it here,
but all I'm saying is that might be a better way to deal with the future because then you can have all these younger husbands caring for all these older dying women.
That's not how it works out. That's never the picture. It's always the
that should be part of the contract of the show.
It's always the man in the wheelchair.
See this out to death.
Actually, maybe that would be good. Maybe that would be a feminist movement if it's finally like the old ladies can sit in the wheelchair and get pushed around by those men are going to leave, those old ladies. Once they're chairbound, those boys are out. Well, we have got to the end of the show. I love old people. I just don't want to see old faces kiss. That's all. And if that makes me mad, I don't want to be right. All right.
It makes you bad. It makes you in a variety of ways. It makes you bad.
Whatever. I'm closer to it than you.
True. And on that note,
I'm just saying, get it pulled back. You know what I mean? Get it, like, do the work.
There is no pulling back. There is only a future full of bedbugs. But thank you all for tuning in. You can find me, Casey Lai, on Instagram. I have shows coming up. I have a week of shows up in San Francisco, a bunch of fun ones, but come to the Punchline on Wednesday. I'll be closing out the All Stars show there. And Thursday through Saturday, I'll be featuring for Sandy Danto. So come on out, San Francisco. October 17th, 18th through the 21st. There we go.
Work. Look at her getting the dates and everything. I'm proud of you.
What are you doing?
Nothing, you know. You can see, if you want to see what I'm up to and what I am doing, please follow Tony Soto Productions on Instagram. It's all there. And on regular shit, it's Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. And I just always enjoy these moments, Casey. I'm glad we're back.
Agreed. Fun as always.
We'll be back next week. Goodbye. Look at that.
Fun.